I want to share something that really shook me to the core over the last 2 years. And when I bit by bit start to finally understand it, I just couldn't unsee it. It's so crystal clear. I call it the finished gospel. In the original Greek, Paul loved to use the perfect tense. The perfect tense means something has been completely done in the past and the results continue fully right now. And that's a verb tense that Paul always liked to use. So he would write things like, you have been saved, you have been made complete in Christ, you have been reconciled to God. You have been newly created and newly birthed. You have been reborn from above. It's already done right now, finished, and the benefits continue, uh, are actually 100% active right now. But when we read the various translations, we often see really mixed verb tenses in the same passage. One part will say already finished, and then another part will suddenly say not yet, or will be, or if you do this, then. So it can feel really confusing and heavy. So when I heard about this, it is done, it is complete, it's finished, and you can use the completed perfect verb tense for a lot of the verbs. I didn't really believe it either. It took me a really long time to go through the verses myself and check. But when I started reading the whole passage from beginning to end, instead of focusing on one scary verse or one verse that promises something in the future or is conditional, like if blah, 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 um, something really beautiful happened. It's like reading your mom's handwritten note. So the handwriting might not be perfectly legible, the grammar might be off at a few places, and some words might be misspelled, but you still understand exactly what she means without question because you know her heart. Or if you're trying to pass a message to someone else through a third person, and both parties, you and your friend, you know each other really well, you know each other's personalities really well, and you know the topic really well, then the person passing the message, even if they said something slightly off, you can immediately tell because the logic just doesn't make sense. You know when people you know meant one thing when like verbally they say another thing. So there's no question, there's no condescending scrutiny. It's just like, you just matter of fact, kind of like that feeling. So the same thing happened in Paul's writing. When you read the whole thing together in full context, well understanding who he was talking to, what has happened in the previous passages, or from the beginning of the letter, what he was trying to establish, the meaning suddenly becomes so crystal clear and so peaceful and so worthy of rejoicing. It just really becomes good news. Like you wouldn't need to twist the meaning of good news because it's just so good. He was really saying salvation is already finished and completed. Salvation is much bigger than we can ever imagine. It's not you still have to work until it's done or, you know, grit until it's done. It's not it will be completed one day in the future. It is now, it is already, it is completely finished. And I noticed something else. We often automatically choose the worst, most conservative interpretation for things because it just feels safer, because that's our modus operandi in the way in the everyday, right? We're always choosing the most conservative, the worst case scenario, all of this like thought pattern that we probably don't even think consciously is just running in the subconscious. But God clearly showed me this. He kept trying to tell me he is not like that at all. He wants us to believe the best about him. He wants us to accept the best verses and the best possible interpretation or understanding of any verse. Those bad versions that make us feel like we're tiptoeing, walking on broken glass, we're like beggars and always needing to be vigilant, those might have been for a different situation. That's not his best heart for us. He is a good father, and Jesus encompassed like all the perfect qualities of God, and Jesus was never mean to anyone he healed. He didn't say you didn't take care of your body before he healed them. He didn't look at whether people were deserving or not. He was just good to people. He supplied people, he forgave people. He was such a good-hearted being, okay? And it's just so abundant. So a lot of the more like quote unquote mean or foreboding verses, they were probably for different situation. They were probably for people who were still under the law, the ancient Israelites sitting at Jesus's feet listening. That was before Jesus went to the cross and was resurrected. But we are new creations now. We're new creations now. We are post resurrection and the new covenant that Jesus established with his blood. And a lot of things that he promised in the future to his at that time audiences are already completed for us right now because we're post resurrection, new created children of God. So we really can choose to believe the best about God. It's not dangerous. It's actually the safest, most appropriate thing we can do. When I finally saw this, I cried so hard and didn't hit it doesn't like I couldn't even understand it in one shot. It took me like years because Jesus really has finished everything. That heavy feeling inside me, always thinking I'm not enough. I still have to keep trying. I have to pray a billion times for this thing until I see this thing. Like those burdens suddenly lifted. If you've ever felt weighed down by those not yet or will be translations or if translations, I really encourage you to try reading the whole passage together from now on. I think it's called hermeneutics, but I don't want to start using any fancy words. It's just it can be simple. You might suddenly see this so clearly, and your heart will feel such relief and such peace and such satisfaction and joy. Um, Jesus really has finished it all. If this touches something in you today, or if you felt even a little bit lighter, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Or if you're curious to hear more on this topic, I'd love to hear you speak up in the comments or let me know in the comments. Let's breathe in this peace together. It really is finished.